Hello, welcome in, welcome to the Spiritual View. I am Wendy, and this is your daily divine forecast. Um, so if you've been watching this week, we have been having a lot of messages about relationships, right? Um, in kind of all stages of relationships, breaking off from old relationships and moving into new ones or making room for new ones to come in. Um, some where you have to just, let it go and leave it behind, others where you're working through things, right? So, lots of different stages of relationship going on right now. Um, so I just asked for a message from Spirit for the collective regarding relationship and what advice wanted to come in and come through. Um, so welcome if you're new. Please check out our other videos. If you're returning, awesome. Thank you so much for helping us build this community. Love to see you guys. And don't forget about our live tonight, our Thursday night live at 7 p.m. Eastern. Please join us for that. You could get yourself a little bit of a free reading. And I think we have a guest host coming this week too, since Dawn's still abroad right now. Okay, so the cards that I used for today's daily divine reading, I used the Alice the Wonderland Oracle, and I'm using the Poe Tarot. So all of these cards have something written on them, so I'm going to get my glasses so I can read these. Okay, so with all of this relationship stuff and what we think is happening, I got the card Lead the Way, be a leader, show others how it's done. You can help others. It's a 12 card. It reduces down to a 3. Okay. Threes are all about manifest, right? Thinking about um, what we want to set for the future, our goals, right? What we want to be doing. So a lot of you are being asked to step up, to set an example, to fill a leadership role, to be able to help others and to help yourself, right? Because you have to be able to control your own emotions or at least have a good handle on them and understanding of them in order to help other people and relate to others, right? Now, some of you may be feeling really overwhelmed by this and might be shying away from taking the lead, right? But this is what you're being asked to do, is to step up, right? So this is what we think is happening, is that we're being called upon to step up and, start taking the lead, right? Okay, so what is actually happening? I got belong to your own dream, create your own life. This is a 32 card. So that reduces down to a 5, which is all about change, right? So that's what we've been seeing this. We've been talking about this for a very long time, and this is we're still coming through it, right? So in regard to relationship, it's time to make a change, right? So we need to be creating our own path, forging your own path, right? So you don't want to continue listening to what everyone else has to say, right? All of these voices, all of these things coming in from other people telling you what's right for you, or what you should or shouldn't do, or who's right for you, or what is supposed to be happening. It's time to just stop going along to get along, right? It's time to start um, figuring out what it is that you want and stop denying your soul calling. So if you are being called forth to do something and you feel this strongly, then you need to do that. So that's what's actually happening, is you're being called to kind of um, learn, grow, raise your vibration. And in order to do that, you have to figure out what it is you want to do and kind of stand your ground with that, right? And in order to do that, you need to have worked through some of your own issues and maybe to help some others, and then to really think about what you're doing in these different relationships. And I'm talking romantic relationships, work relationships, friends, family, any and all kinds of relationships with other people. It's just all of the people that you're dealing with in your life. Okay. There could be, varying degrees of in different situations. Some people you might need to cut out. It's not working. They're not helping you. Other people, maybe you feel like you can't cut them out. So then you need to make sure you're setting boundaries, right? Now's a really good time to be setting those boundaries, and figuring out how you can make that relationship be healthy for you so that you are not being blocked or held back or held down from being able to do what it is that you're here, your kind of your life's purpose, what you're here to be doing, right? So we need to be able to, forge our own path and move forward with that. So why this is happening, I've got the 8 of quills, which would also be like swords. Okay, think pen is mightier than the sword. Quills would be swords for this deck. So it says, arousing from the most profound of slumbers, we break the gossamer web of some dream. And you'll see he's in a pit with a blade hanging over him. He's blindfolded. So this is bringing in our aha moment, right? Where we start to awaken to how our thoughts can blind and bind us to our own detriment, right? It's the past encroaching on our present. So letting ways that we've always thought was the right way or what we should be doing kind of goes hand in hand with that, like, belong to your own dream, right? So instead of just listening to what everybody else is telling us, what we've been told our whole lives of what we should be doing, how we should be feeling, we should be in relationship, breaking away from that, realizing like we don't have to do that. We are not bound by our past. We can learn from it. We can process it. We can let it go and move past it and focus on what lies ahead of us and our future, right? So that is the why this is happening, so that we can move past the things that kind of been haunting us from our past, right? Process, work through them so we can move forward. So our best move forward, I got the 7 of Candles. And this says, and the man shuddered and turned his face away and fled afar off in haste, so that I beheld him no more. So this is the 7 of Candles, which would be wands in the deck. So this is really just about standing your ground, having self-confidence, being your authentic self, right? Standing in your truth, being assertive, right? I know in other decks, the 7 of Wands is, I think about it more like defending yourself, right? Like kind of you're putting blocks up and you're like, hey, you're protecting yourself. But in this instance, it's far more about not just defending yourself, but actually standing your ground and being like, no, this is the choice I've made. This is what I'm going to do. I've made my decision. I'm sticking to it. And really standing your ground and really taking a stand of like, really believing in yourself and what you've decided and standing up for yourself. Okay. Which can, really be hard and kind of scary, but it's super important to be able to stand in your truth and know your truth so that you can move forward on your path. Okay. So the possible outcome of this is the 2 of Quills. So again, quills would be swords. And I really like this card. Sorry, let me read the quote on the bottom. It says, believe nothing you hear and only one half that you see. Because this, although in other decks, the Two of Swords is a lot of times seen as a block or like, oh, I don't want to think about this. This one is that you will learn to trust your intuition when deciphering fact from fiction. So when you're really, having to look at what's real and what isn't real, it's learning to trust your intuition and knowing, and trusting your gut, you know. So if you feel like this is the right decision and this is the wrong decision, trust yourself and go with the right decision. Okay. So I really like that this is a possible outcome because it's saying that, you're by kind of taking a stand and taking your power, standing in your own power, you're really letting go and trusting yourself, which is often one of the hardest things to do because it's so ingrained in us, in our society, to not trust ourselves and to question and to trust everybody else and worry about what everybody else thinks and what everybody else is saying. And this has been really clear from the beginning in all of these cards that you are not supposed to be listening to what, all of the naysayers are saying. Listen to yourself, trust yourself, make your decisions, stand by those decisions. Don't let what has happened in the past or what you have believed in the past hold you back. Break free from that, move forward, stand tall, and you will start to trust in yourself more, believe in yourself more. I think that is beautiful. What you don't see coming is the Magician. And it says, but the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. This is Poe writing The Raven, story of the Raven. And so what you don't see coming is that you already have the skills and knowledge within you. It's all there. It's just waiting to come out. So you don't need some kind of a magic wand. All you need is to believe in yourself and own it. Take ownership of you and your thoughts and your feelings, and really just stand in your own power. You already have it inside of you. You only have to call upon it. Okay, so the final message from Spirit is painting the roses red, which is 27, and it's called covering up errors. So this is the end of a cycle, okay, because this comes down to a 9. And this is, remember, this is the final message from Spirit. So if you are feeling like someone in your life is just judging you harshly, like almost to the point where you feel like you have to hide your true self, you have to hide your authentic self, to just feel safe. Okay. You are being asked to release that fear. I know this can be really scary to do, but you are being asked to release that fear. You will no longer be oppressed. You will no longer be under the thumb of tyranny. You need to break free. So if you really feel like someone is just holding you back, holding you down, just, like they're very critical, criticizing every decision you make, every move you make, everything that you're doing, you cannot live in fear of that judgment any longer. You need to break free from that. And that so supports everything, all of these cards that have come before it. Really, really strong message here, okay? Of standing in your own power, believing in yourself, asserting yourself. Don't take any crap off of other people, okay? It's like you have it within yourself. You are powerful. You are strong. You can do this. It is time. You are being called. Do not refuse the call. Don't ignore the call. Don't push it aside because you think, oh no, I'm just, I can't. You can't. You can do this. You have it in you. You have the strength. You have the wisdom. You have the knowledge. You have the gifts. It is time. This is your time. Grab it with both hands, okay? And steadfast and trust yourself, trust your intuition. This is what we are all being asked to do right now. This message has been coming in very strong for some time now. I feel like this has been kind of a repeated message over and over of, break free from the olds, accept what you are being asked to do, find your strength in that because it's already here, it's waiting. And the longer you try to put it off, you're going to be getting those towers, which is just going to be kind of forcing you to deal with the things that you've been putting off. So if you can embrace it and believe in yourself and stand in your truth and stand in your power, you will be unstoppable. And that is beautiful. And we're all trying to do this together at the same time because we all have gifts. We all have things that can help each other and help this community and support each other and help to bring out the best in all of us. How much more could we really ask for? I think that's just a gorgeous, gorgeous message. Okay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this message and it resonated for you today. Please join us for our Thursday Night Live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there. Get a few readings in. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. And please help us with our channel. If you can donate anything, greatly appreciated. Love you guys. So glad to see you and see you next time. Thanks.